Wagi gishwisna bige yakwazet. Ajosak maujishnaugum go gijie. Wagi wabdanen so jeeptabwinen. Wagi jeeptabe netum jeeptabwinjana egin weshmot. Zam shamget jeeptabwin. Ilsa wagi jeeptabe nisho jeeptabwin. Zam shamget mina jeeptabwin. Gekpi wagi jeeptabe so jeeptabwin. Mam kad gamak winet shana ora jeeptabwin. Jushuk egi webmweshmo jeeptabwinak. Bikshkam get jeeptabwin. Wagi gishwisna bige yakwazet. Ajosak maujishnaugum go gijie. Wagi wabdanen so jeeptabwinen. Wagi jeeptabe netum jeeptabwinjana egin weshmot. Zam shamget jeeptabwin. Ilsa wagi jeeptabe nisho jeeptabwin. Zam shamget mina jeeptabwin. Gekpi wagi jeeptabe so jeeptabwin. Mam kad gamak winet shana ora jeeptabwin. Jushuk egi webmweshmo jeeptabwinak. Bikshkam get jeeptabwin. Wagi gishwisna bige yakwazet. Ajosak maujishnaugum go gijie. Wagi wabdanen so jeeptabwinen. Wagi jeeptabe netum jeeptabwinjana egin weshmot. Zam shamget jeeptabwin. Ilsa wagi jeeptabe nisho jeeptabwin. Zam shamget mina jeeptabwin. Gekpi wagi jeeptabe so jeeptabwin. Mam kad gamak winet shana ora jeeptabwin. Jushuk egi webmweshmo jeeptabwinak. Bikshkam get jeeptabwin. Wagi gishwisna bige yakwazet. Wagi, she did. Gish, after. Wisna, he or she eats. Gish is a preverb which can be used with any number of verbs to indicate something is over or after. For example, Gij now que, afternoon. The gij is the after, the now is the center. Que indicates the face, so after the center of the face, hence the face of the sun or a watch. Nagi gishwisen, I already ate. Another example. Bige is a preverb which means exhausted. It can also be added to a number of verbs. Bige bamupto, he or she is exhausted from running. Yakwaze means he or she is tired. Verbs which end in ze are often verbs of feelings or state of beings. For example, bamadze, he or she is alive. Shkadze, he or she is mad. Kiwadze, he or she is crazy. And they conjugate just a little bit differently than our normal AI verbs. For the verb yakwaze, it conjugates as such. Nida yakwis, I'm tired. Gada yakwis, you are tired. Yakwaze, he or she is tired. Nida yakwazemin, we but not you are tired. Gada yakwazemin, we all are tired. Gada yakwazim, you all are tired. Yakwazik, they are tired. Ajo suk, maujishnow gumgok gijia. Ajo can mean across from, or in this sense, next. Ajo suk means the next room. Suk at the end tends to indicate a building. For example, mchesuk is the floor, which literally kind of translates out as a cleared area, unless you're in my house. Namsuk is the basement. Nam indicates, namsuk means an area below. Nam iguan means the direction down. Nam gamuk means like under the earth. Some people might even use that to indicate like hell. Maujishno is the verb to gather, so maujishnow gamuk is the place where someone gathers. The gumgok is at, on, or near. That's that locative form of gamuk. Gijia, he or she went. Wagi wabdanen so jiptabwinen. Wagi, he or she did. Then, in this sense, we know it's a she. Wabdam is the verb to see it. Wabdanen, to see them. So is 3 from swe. And when you deal with a certain number of things, many speakers will change this to so. The N is semi-silent in that word. That's why you don't hear that M real pronounced. Jiptabwin is a chair or a thing you sit on. When you pluralize this word, it becomes winen. Some communities up north use pidigabwin for a chair, which is the place you plop down your butt cheeks, literally. Wagi jiptabe netum jiptabwinjana egin weshmot. Wagi jiptabe, she did sit. Jiptabe, he sits. Netum is first. Jiptabwin is a chair. Shana is used for emphasis or something to make a sentence flow better. Egi is the past tense, and by putting that it stopped that initial change to that ga, which usually happens with the conjunct for the past tense. Nweshmo is the verb to rest. The T makes it to the third person of the conjunct form, nweshmot.
Zam sham get Egyptabwin.
Zam is a preverb which can be added to many things, to many different verbs to mean too much. For example, zam done, he or she has a big mouth, literally too much mouth, which is don. Nagi zam wisen, I ate too much. Msha means it's big. Most adjectives in English are verbs in Potawatomi. The maget just kind of means it is. It can be left off. It just depends what the speaker wants to do. Ilsa wagi jiptabe nisho jiptabwin. Ilsa, and then, wagi jiptabe, she sat. Nisho, second. And the nisho again is from niche, 2. And it's just another example of when you do an ordered sequence, it changes a little bit from like so for shwe for 3, and then jiptabwin is chair.
Zam sham get mina Egyptabwin.
This one is pretty much, this is just the same as the previous one, so we're not going to break it down any. Gekpi wagi jiptabe, so jiptabwinen. Gekpi means finally, wagi jiptabe, she sat, so jiptabwin, in a third chair.
Mam kad gamak winit shana or Egyptabwin.
Mamkad gamuk is one of the few female-only words. There's also watea for wow or tea in its shortened form. Some native languages have a completely different language or way of talking for women versus men. We have a few differences, mainly with relatives and the occasional word such as this one. Winnett means it is good. I believe this is where the town of Winnett, Oklahoma got its name. When a word is a proper name for someone or something, it often turns to an A. Winnett can also mean beautiful. Nigani, he or she leads, becomes naganit, a leader when you're talking about the person. Mikchawi, he or she works, becomes makchawit when you're talking about a worker, or a particular one. Jushuk egi web nweshmo I jeeptabwanak. Jushuk, just. Another way to indicate right now would be odajopi, at this time. The P kind of indicates time in a broader sense. Web is a preverb to indicate start. So you could say boskajep nui web wajanda. I'm going to start cooking early in the morning. Nweshmo is the verb to rest. E means that. Jeeptabwanak, in the chair. The EK indicates at, on, or near in this sense, in the chair. Bikshkam get Egyptabwan. Bikshka means it shattered, pretty much broke to bits. You could also say bokshka, it's broke. But we use this word as slang for someone being broke also. We'll say like nabokshka, broke. Egyptabwan, that chair. Wagi gishwisna bige yakwazet. Ajosak maujishnow gumgo gijia. Wagi wabdanen so jeeptabwanen. Wagi jeeptabe netum jeeptabwanjana egin weshmot. Zam sham get jeeptabwan. Ilsa wagi jeeptabe nisho jeeptabwan. Zam shem get mina jeeptabwan. Gekpi wagi jeeptabe so jeeptabwan. Mam kad gamak wunet shana ora jeeptabwan. Jushuk egi web mweshmo jeeptabwanak. Bikshkam get jeeptabwan.